Welcome to the Reiki Witch podcast. I'm Becca, your host, a Reiki master and practicing witch with a passion for blending the mystical and the practical. Whether we're uncovering ancient wisdom to deepen your spiritual practice or navigating strategies to streamline your spiritual business, this podcast is your sacred space to grow, learn, and thrive. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to talk about something really close to my heart. What a Reiki Witch is, why I call myself one, and why you should consider learning Reiki. We're also going to talk about the fear around the word witch because it's something a lot of us carry, and maybe even dive into where that fear comes from. Okay, so first let's start with Reiki. What is it? Reiki is an ancient Japanese healing modality that channels universal life force energy through your hands to promote healing on physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. It helps balance your energy, it can clear out stuck emotions, release what no longer serves you, and it brings you back into alignment with your natural flow. It's gentle, loving, powerful, and honestly, it can be life-changing. Reiki can help you lower stress, it can speed up physical healing, it can lift your vibrations, and it deepens your connection with spirit. And the best part, Reiki doesn't belong to any one religion. It's universal, and it's for everyone. Now let's get into what a witch is and the origins of the word witch itself. So this word can carry a lot of scary energy for folks, so let's unpack it. Let's first talk a little bit about the actual roots of the word witch. So in Old English, the word was witche, which is spelled W-I-C-C-E, and it was meant for a woman, and witcha for a man, and simply meant one who bends or one who shapes. It wasn't negative, and it referred to someone who could work with energies. In Old High German, the word wicker meant soothsayer or prophet. Even today, the root wit means to know. It shares the same origin. And the Scandinavian origins, the word witch comes from the Old Norse volva, meaning a seer or wise woman. In German, the word witch comes from wicca, which means wise. And in Italian, the word strega, which means witch, has historical connotations of both folk healer and magic worker. So being called a witch used to mean you were wise. You knew things. You could work with the seen and the unseen worlds. Historically, witches were midwives, herbalists, and women who simply lived at the hedge, or also known as the edge of town, that's close to nature. They were the wise women and men of their communities. Over time, though, especially during times like the Salem witch trials, witches became vilified, and the word became twisted by fear, misunderstanding, and control. Now listen, I know not everyone will resonate with the term Reiki Witch, and that's okay. It might even scare some people because they might still be carrying old conventional or religious programming. Let me tell you, it took me a long time to deprogram myself. I was raised going to church. My mother was raised Pentecostal. As a child, I remember desiring connection to spirit, but the only option I had was to go to church. Let me tell you, I went to Baptist churches, non-denominational churches, Catholic churches. I would go with friends. I would go with neighbors. I was genuinely trying to find my connection to my spirituality. And I just kept trying to find that deeper connection to the magic of the world. Unstifled, unsuppressed, free and fluid, magical, and connected to nature. And while I enjoyed learning about the Bible and singing in church, it just never felt completely right for me. What really excited me was being in my room, sitting at my altar with my incense, with my candles, reading books about being a solo witch, earth magic, tarot, magic spells. That's where I felt truly connected to spirit. But growing up around church culture also exposed me to a lot of fear-based teachings. People told me that what I was interested in was evil, it was dark, bad things would happen to me. I was even told that if I kept exploring it, the devil would come to me at night and rape me. Yes, one of my friends literally told me this, and I was only about 13 or 14 years old at the time. She was Catholic. She was raised very, conservative Catholic. And so when I told her things that I was exploring and excited about, that's what she told me. And I mean, that's some scary stuff to hear as a kid. So it kind of deterred me a little bit. So all I have to say is I had a lot of deprogramming to do over my life, a lot of healing around trusting myself, my interests, and what connection to spirit meant to me. So why do I call myself a Reiki witch? Well, first, I feel very connected to the word and its essence. I think most people who work in this spiritual community are witches, maybe don't want to connect themselves to the word because they are afraid of alienating their customers or their clientele. Any type of work where you are helping people transmute and change their vibrations, helping someone look deeper within themselves, tapping into elemental energies or earth spirits, connecting with the other world, visualization or trance work, I believe you are a witch. I want to reclaim this word and re-infuse it with the wisdom and power it is meant to have. Second, throughout my lifetime, starting at about the age of 8, I explored, studied, and practiced many different modalities of witchcraft and spiritual paths. I'm talking earth magic, fairy magic, candle magic, plant magic, tarot, working with deities, hoodoo, voodoo, Wicca, higher ceremonial magic, dreamwork, shamanism, and the list goes on. Even though I went to a Pentecostal church with my mom occasionally, I was lucky enough to have parents that sort of left me to my own devices and never squashed my interests. My dad actually used to take me to witch shops and bought me my first tarot deck at Spencer's in the mall. So even though I was part of the conventional mainstream Christian world, I was still exploring these other paths in my own free time. I'm so grateful that I have these experiences because I really think it helped me to understand how they are all connected and how similar they all really are. So the foundation for all of them is energy manipulation and working with the other world. Yes, even Christianity and other mainstream religions. I don't want to go too deep into this now, but at their core, they all feel the same to me in my body and are getting to the same result, but through a different path. I'll dive more into all of this in later episodes. Third, when I was at a shamanic journeying event, I witnessed one of my past lives being burned at the stake. In that moment, I understood why I had a terrible fear of fire. My husband will laugh, but for years in our house, we had a gas stove and I was terrified to light it. He didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. But when I witnessed and saw this past life, I somehow felt some of my power coming back to me. And I felt some of my soul shards literally fly back into my body and heal this wound I had. And you will be happy to know that I can now light our gas stove fearlessly. So as you can see, I'm very connected to the term Reiki Witch for these reasons. A Reiki healer is a light worker and energy healer. Witches are energy benders and work with spirits. To me, they have always gone together and are of the same realm. Now, do I think that there are malicious entities or energies in other dimensions? Oh yeah, definitely. But I also believe that how you see the other world is a reflection of your own inner shadows. So if you're not doing your own inner work to face your uglier bits, your shadow bits, then even the most beautiful and helpful beings in the spirit world will look very scary to you. I also believe that when you keep your vibrations high, when you live in love, peace, and alignment, those darker forces have very little effect on you. Your light is your protection, but also understanding that darkness and negative energy can be transmuted into higher vibrational energies is also your protection. Standing in your power and knowing you are magical is one of your best defenses against anything malevolent you might run into. Now I want to talk a little bit about the fear around the word witch. If you feel fear around the word witch, maybe take a moment to ask yourself why. Look within and try to figure out where that fear is coming from. Could it be from a childhood memory? Maybe you grew up in a family or community where the term was associated with evil or something to be afraid of. Or perhaps that fear is even deeper. It could be tied to a past life experience. Sometimes we carry wounds from previous lifetimes, and maybe in a past life, you were persecuted or harmed because of your connection to witchcraft. If that's the case, this life might feel like a deep subconscious attempt to protect yourself from that trauma. It's also possible that you have a witch wound so deep from a previous life that in this life, you are terrified to even entertain the idea of learning more about it. The witch wound is a collective wound passed down through generations where people, especially women, were persecuted, burned, drowned, or tortured for their knowledge and spiritual power. If this resonates with you, it's okay. Healing these fears takes time, but it's important to recognize that this fear is not your fault. It's a story that has been carried over from the past, and you have the power to rewrite it. As you start to explore and reclaim your power, you might find that confronting these fears brings healing not just to you, but to the larger collective. You are not alone in this journey, and if you are drawn to this path, there's a reason for it. The fear can be transformed into curiosity, understanding, and eventually empowerment. So finally, I want to talk about why anyone should learn Reiki at all. So for me, Reiki isn't just about putting your hands on someone's shoulder and feeling their energetic release. That's great, and that is always exciting. I love when that happens. However, that's not where it stops for me. For me, Reiki is about understanding how deep those energetic and wounded layers go. It's about having the desire to dive into energy fields and energy centers and observing, clearing, healing, and channeling messages from the divine. So from there, you can go deeper. You might start to see energetic cords, entities, and your other world helpers. And then you might go even deeper into inner child wounds and trauma. And then even further, you might begin accessing past life wounds, what we're carrying from our ancestors in previous lifetimes. Learning Reiki is incredible if you want to experience magic in this lifetime. We have this life that we're living, so why not choose to go as deep as you can? Why not access the magic of other dimensions? Why not learn how to increase your sensitivity and begin to understand how someone is feeling, even when they're being silent? Why not learn to connect with others in a more heart-centered way so that you can be a beacon of light for them? Why wouldn't you want to be able to put your hands on someone's head and help them feel clear and balanced again? It's so freaking cool. It's such an amazing experience. I still get excited when my clients have energetic releases or emotional releases. I'm not happy, right, that they might be crying, but I'm like, yes, oh my gosh, it's working. We all have these magical powers. Human bodies are fascinating, but we are only accessing such a small percentage of what we're really capable of. Why not activate and access everything? Or as much as you can, anyways. Learning Reiki won't just allow you to clear and balance chakras. Yes, that's great and can be powerful, but it will completely transform the way you see the world and how you connect to the universe. And yes, you will most likely have a spiritual awakening if you haven't already. But if you have a good Reiki teacher, they will open you up spiritually in the most gentle, safe way possible, and they will teach you how to protect your energy. Reiki isn't just about hand placements and symbols. It's about choosing to walk the healer's path, to be part of raising the collective frequency of the world. Imagine a world where everyone is spiritually awakened, connected to the universe, vibrating at high frequencies, speaking their truth in a grounded and loving way, and developing a higher emotional intelligence rooted in compassion and empathy. If you want to be a part of that movement, learn Reiki. Heal yourself first and then move on to your loved ones. Let your healing frequencies ripple outward and heal as many people as you can in your community. Another thing that's great about Reiki is there is no God you must bow to, no special rules you have to follow, and there's no leader that you have to obey. Learning Reiki is simply about finding your light again, healing inner wounds, and rediscovering true connection purpose. And also another thing to keep in mind, you can have absolutely any career and still be a Reiki healer. You can be anything and still be a Reiki healer. And no matter what you do, it's only going to enhance and elevate whatever you're doing. It's going to make whatever you do as a current career more impactful and aligned and more powerful. And same with your relationships. Reiki will deepen your relationships. It's going to heal wounds within relationships, whether it's your friends, coworkers, your romantic partner, your family. And it's just such a powerful thing. And I don't want anyone to think, oh, a Reiki healer's path isn't for me because I'm, a computer programmer. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You can be a Reiki healer and purely just want to do it for yourself, your dog, and your partner. And that's fine. And if you just want to have that toolkit to improve your immediate life and family, that's okay. You don't have to go out and start a Reiki business and, have 6 Reiki healing sessions a day or something. Like you don't have to choose the healer's path at that capacity. If you purely wanted to just even heal yourself, maybe that's it. Maybe you just want to dive deeper into your own healing and you don't even want to heal other people. That's okay too. Reiki will help with that. Reiki can take you deep if you let it. So all of this to say, if you are on the fence and you're considering learning Reiki, you definitely should look into it and give it a try. I'm teaching a class here in a week. I have in-person classes on Wednesday evenings starting May 7th, and then I have virtual classes starting Thursday, May 8th. Enrollment does close on Sunday night. So if you are interested in learning Reiki and you'd like to take my class, please be sure to enroll before Sunday. So for my closing thoughts, if the word witch still feels scary, that's okay. But maybe, just maybe, it's an invitation to heal something ancient and beautiful inside you. You're not alone on this journey. You are connected to the earth, the stars, divine, and to yourself. And it's safe to explore all the parts of who you are. And I did want to mention, if there's something in particular you would like to hear about or learn more about, please fill out my short form that I have linked in the show notes. Feel free to ask questions, make suggestions, share stories, or request a certain topic. I love to share as much as I can with you. Don't be a stranger. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, keep your vibrations high, stay grounded, and let yourself be led by love.